Title: Whispers of the Heart. Chapter 1. The Empty Palace. Once upon a time, in a mansion high above the city lights, lived a woman named Isabella Vienne. A billionaire, yes, but even more so, a prisoner of her own success. She had everything: marble floors, crystal chandeliers, private jets, but no one to share a morning coffee with, no one to whisper goodnight. Her days were filled with business calls and boardrooms, but her nights were terribly quiet. And then, as if by fate, her life took an unexpected turn on an ordinary Tuesday. Chapter 2. The Garden Keeper. That day, Isabella ventured into the neglected garden behind her estate. It had been months since she last stepped foot there. She expected silence, but instead heard humming soft, warm, and full of life. There, kneeling among the rose bushes, was a man. Dirt on his jeans, a straw hat shielding his face. He looked up, startled. "Oh, I didn't think you'd be out here," he said with a smile. "Who are you?" she asked. "Call me Eli. I'm the new gardener. Just started last week." Isabella blinked. No one had smiled at her like that in years. Chapter 3. Curious Heartbeats. She found herself wandering into the garden more often. Not for the flowers, but for Eli's stories, his laughter, his simplicity. He'd tell her tales of his travels, of tiny apartments and street cafes, of a life lived without riches but full of color. One day she asked, "Why do you garden, Eli?" He looked at her thoughtful. "Because it teaches me patience and hope. You bury something and trust it will bloom." That night she stared out her window, wondering when she had last felt something bloom inside her. Chapter 4. Tea and Rain. It rained the next afternoon. Yet there he was, tending to the roses in a slick raincoat. She rushed out with an umbrella. "You'll catch a cold," he chuckled, dripping wet. "Then sit with me, and we'll catch it together." They sat under a tree, sipping the tea he carried in a thermos. The air was cold, but the silence between them was warm. "You're not like anyone I've met, Eli. That's because you don't meet many people who aren't trying to impress you." And she realized he never once asked about her money. Chapter 5. The Invitation. Weeks passed. Her loneliness faded into laughter and meaningful conversations. One evening she invited Eli to dinner, not as staff, but as her guest. He hesitated. "Are you sure? I don't belong in places like that." She met his gaze. "Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I've built walls so high I forgot how to let anyone in." And so, he came. Simple black suit, nervous smile. He looked at her like she was just a woman, not a billionaire. Not a name in the papers, just Isabella. Chapter 6. Whispers in the Dark. They sat by the fire that night. No wine, no orchestra. Just two souls drawn together. "Do you ever wish you had someone?" she whispered. He paused. "Every night." She turned to him. "Eli, I think I'm falling." He gently touched her hand. "Me too." And in that quiet moment, no riches mattered. Only hearts. Chapter 7. The Rumor. But peace never lasts in the world of the wealthy. Word got out. Paparazzi photos. Headlines. Billionaire heiress falls for hired help. Her board was furious. Investors questioned her judgment. She was humiliated in the press. She confronted Eli. "This is my world, Eli. They'll never accept you." His eyes held sadness, but not regret. "Then maybe you need to decide if what we have is worth fighting for." And he walked away. Chapter 8. The Silence Between Them. Days passed. No Eli, the garden wilted. Her heart did too. She realized something terrifying: she would trade it all. Every dollar, every asset, for one more day with him. She sat in the garden bench they used to share, alone. Then a whisper behind her. I brought you tea. It's cold out tonight. She turned. Eli stood there, holding a thermos, wet from the rain. Her heart broke and healed all at once. Chapter 9. A choice. She held his hand, her voice trembling. Stay, not as a gardener, but as the man I love. You'd risk your empire? She smiled. You were right. Some things are worth planting, and worth waiting for, and some things bloom even when we least expect them, he said, pulling her into his arms. Chapter 10. The twist in the garden. Months later, under the roses they planted together, he handed her a letter. Before you read it, know this: everything I said, every moment we shared, was real. She opened it slowly. Dear Isabella, I was born Elias Moreau, heir to a long-forgotten fortune. I walked away from that life years ago, because it never brought me peace. I never planned to fall in love in a garden. But I did. Not with your name, not with your wealth, but with you, Eli. She laughed through her tears. So we're both runaways from the world of wealth. Looks like we found something richer. And in the garden, under petals and promise, they sealed a love that no money could ever buy. The end.